talking to somebody and getting stuff off your chest will really help. Not only that, if there's a situation and you feel like you can't solve it by yourself, sometimes a second set of ears or eyes can kind of, help come up with a solution to help you or guide you in a way that could help you, alleviate this stress to solve whatever issue it is.
Transmission received. Authorization granted. Welcome to the video.
What's up, dreamers? I hope everybody is having a fantastic day or had a fantastic day, depending on where you are in the world. And you are awesome. Welcome to Driving and Vibing. What's the vibe today? I want to talk about stress and stress in life, stress in game. Maybe some tips to manage stress, what stress can do. So let's talk about a little bit about stress. Everybody goes through stressful moments, some more than others. Some hold on to stress longer than others. I have to say that through my competitive years of gaming and a lot through my life, and even now, I still get stressed sometimes. That's natural, right? But I was heavily burdened with stress, and I didn't really do anything to combat it. I didn't really, try to help myself through the stress. And then I would put myself in situations, even in a competitive gaming state, where I would just get a little bit more stressed, and that would cause my game to decline, kind of cause my health to decline a little bit, my mental state. So focusing on stress and ensuring that you're kind of minimizing stress the best you can is very important. There are some things about stress. So there is the stress hormone called cortisol. Being stressed will elevate this hormone. Cortisol can kind of boost inflammation in the body, which in turn is not very good. High inflammation could cause you to become sick, and as well as disrupt other hormones of the body. But sickness is one of the biggest kind of downfalls here to boosting cortisol. So you want to keep your cortisol. Cortisol is important for other parts of the body and different hormone functions, different bodily functions. So you don't want to eliminate cortisol in whole. You just want to kind of try to prevent it from elevating. So in turn, you want to prevent stress. Nobody really wants to be stressed, right? So when I was going through gaming, or when I was competing and in life, I would hold everything in. I would say one of the biggest tips I could say is, if you start to feel stressed in this situation and you're kind of just bottling that all up and you're not talking about it, you're not getting off your chest. People say that all the time, get things off your chest, you'll feel better. That is 100% true. You will feel better even if the problem isn't solved. Just being able to speak on the situation with somebody, getting it off your chest, will help alleviate some of that stress load that you may be feeling, and you will in turn feel a little bit better, right? You'll feel some emotional relief. That is true. I think that's backed by science. There's a lot of anecdotally, there's a lot of stories out there that say this, and I will tell you, I used to hold everything in, and then I realized that talking through things and getting things off my chest really will help. I started doing this most when I met my wife. I really confided in her, so I get everything off my chest now, and for the most part. Obviously, there are some things people always hold in. I mean, it's until eventually you feel like you can't anymore, and just getting it off your chest is. So I do that with my wife now, and before, or if different family members or good friends, depends on the situation or what's bothering me. And I would say when I was maybe 18, 19, 20, I forget how old I was, but I did see a therapist, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with going to therapy. I think therapy is a very, very, very valuable tool to help you if you are kind of struggling in an emotional state. And I feel like it's becoming more and more talked about now. Therapy and the benefits of therapy, it's being more widely available to people, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with talking to somebody. that conversation is somebody you don't know, right? Which is a pro, because then there's zero judgment at all. That's kind of what they're there for, zero judgment. It's always very private. They can't talk, privacy laws prevent them from talking to anybody about it. So, it's like a safe space. There's nothing wrong with talking to one of those. But I think talking to a therapist or somebody, a coach, a wellness coach, a coach in general, just talking to somebody, getting off your chest will help to alleviate some of that stress pressure. And I think that's I think that's one of the most important tips I could give in regards to stress and emotional, maybe emotional distress, however you want to put it. Talking to somebody and getting stuff off your chest will really help. Not only that, if there's a situation and you feel like you can't solve it by yourself, sometimes a second set of ears or eyes can kind of, help come up with a solution to help you or guide you in a way that could help you, alleviate this stress to solve whatever issue it is. So I think that is ultra important. There are other tactics that you can use to kind of help prevent stress. I will keep using games. I'll use past experiences as an example. So in game, I would get to a point where I would start to get frustrated and my stress would start to rise when I would start missing shots. I heavily played first-person shooters, Counter-Strike, and sometimes I'd be off my game. I'd miss shots. I would get outplayed, and I would just get more and more frustrated. But what I didn't do, for the most part, is I didn't take a break. Or if I took a break, it'd be the rest of the night, and it's not a full break. I just got off, taking a break and then going back. I never gave myself a break. When I worked HVAC, which is heating and air conditioning, there are times where I was diagnosing a problem of a heater or an air conditioner, and I just could not figure out the problem. And that is very stressful. You obviously want to figure out the problem. You want to proceed forward. You want to make it work, right? While working, and what people say is, give yourself a little bit of a break. Go outside, get some air, drink some water, stretch a little bit, get a fresh set of eyes, fresh mind, and then go back in and take a look at the problem again. The same thing can apply so that would be during HVAC, during work, what I did for work. That actually does work, because when you get frustrated, sometimes your judgment gets clouded, you're not thinking straight, you get set on what the problem is, and you can't really think of any other option. Depends on how frustrated you get, and that's happened to me several times. Happens in game too, where you keep repeating the same mistake and you're trying to figure out why, but it just keeps happening. Maybe sometimes you just need to get up, take a break from the game, take a breather, maybe get a snack, a healthy snack, of course, like nuts, take a sip of water, maybe drink a little bit of water, and then go back, stretch a little bit, whatever you want to do, then you go back, just take a couple minute break, go back, and then, try it again with a level head, a clear mind. So there's taking a break is important. Another thing you can do is just some breathing exercises, and it sounds a lot harder than it is, but one thing that I've been doing, and I've done for many, many years, is I've been breathing through my nose, and only through my nose. Close your mouth, take some breaths through your nose, maybe 1, 2, 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3 seconds, in and out. Do that over and over, through your nose, and you'd be surprised how quickly that lowers your heart rate, which in turn will start to reduce stress, which will improve your thinking, your cognitive ability. I try to make it a point to breathe out of my nose as much through the day as possible, just so that I can keep my heart rate lower. And breathing through your nose tends to push oxygen further into your lungs, so you can get more oxygenated blood, which in turn will help your levels of fatigue, your brain function, and just overall well-being. So breathing is also important, and breathing through your nose is a technique. I will say that if you want to work towards optimizing your stress and lowering your stress, the top three, if you want to optimize your stress and lower your stress, top 3 tips I can give you is to, you know, take breaks, breathe, do some breathing exercises, possibly through your nose, and the top tip would be get things off your chest. Talk to friends, talk to family, talk to a therapist. All of these tips will be very beneficial to lowering your stress. I hope you enjoyed what you saw here in the video. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, your friendly gamer friends as well. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Greatly helps out the channel. And I hope to see everybody in the next video. Later, dreamers.